Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the McFarlane Toys Alien vs. Predator diorama sets. We're having a look today at Predator with the base. Now this base can connect to the Alien that we've already had a look at, and you can complete a full diorama. I said it for the Queen, and probably going to say it here for the Predator as well. You don't theoretically need to connect the two. In fact, they stand very well on their own, that you can have them just as their own diorama pieces. It is recommended for ages 13 and up, and it does come to us from the folks over at McFarlane Toys. Spin around the back of the package. The other sets consist of Alien Attacks Predator, which we've looked at, the Celtic Predator, which I think is the only one I'm not sure if I've covered. I remember doing the video for it. I'm not sure if I ended up uploading it. And then the Alien Queen versus Predator diorama. It says these mini diorama playsets recreate several key scenes from the 2004 blockbuster film Alien vs. Predator. Now, think about that for a second. 2004. That is 10 years ago. Mind blown. Well, actually, it's even more than 10 years. We're 2015. 2004. 10. Wow, that's it. You really gauge the time of time moving when you think of a movie. And usually the one I always think of is Batman. 1989. We're now in 2015. Feels so old. Each playset includes one or more action figures plus a base. Collect all four, and plus the deluxe box set down below, which is the birth of the hybrid. That being said, Spot's going to take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Alien vs. Predator, Predator with base. Don't go anywhere, guys. There's more heading your way. Stay tuned. Much like with the other sets that we've had a look at, it comes with a display stand that the figure will peg itself into. Now this particular stand has the additional wall, so depending on how you want to have it presented, you could leave it off if you so wish, but you're going to see the grooves where the wall would attach itself to. So we'll just go ahead, plug these in. There we go. Plug the other one in, and some of the pegs are a little harder to attach themselves. There we go. One more. Because you have to finagle. Excuse me. So sorry there. We have to finagle. There we go. And you got something that looks like that. There we go. A pretty neat looking wall. It doesn't connect the easiest, mind you. I got it still missing a peg point. There we go. It's a pretty neat looking wall. All the wall of skulls. Some couple of additional skulls. Some poor victim stuck, suspended against the wall until the Queen dispenses the final kill. And we got an open egg. That's kind of cool with the now finished face hugger on the ground there. It's not one of my favorite dioramas from the set that we've been looking at, the series that we've been looking at, but it does a pretty good job. The Predator, much like the Queen, comes with these little rubber cups there, the little rubber tabs. You take them off, and it's got metal pegs. Because with these, you have to peg it into place. Sadly, it doesn't stand on its own, which is kind of a shame. Before we peg them into place, let's look at the Predator. It's got the marking on the top going on there. I really don't like these, and I didn't like them on the figures either. I just don't like these extra long blades. But it does have the one long blade. I might be even inclined, I won't do it in this video, be inclined to probably just take these right off. I just don't like them. Little side holster for the blade. The blade isn't removable though, it's just affixed. Posability on the Predator has a ball joint in the head. Or not really even in the head, it has a peg right at the base of its neck. It has a ball joint torso. Arms just have a swivel. There's nothing overly complicated with the posability on this Predator. And it doesn't look like it has any posability from really like the waist down. I guess one reason why people didn't maybe like the Predator movie was it didn't take place in space. All the Predators kind of looked the same. They all had that same sort of coloring for their armor. I don't know. It wasn't a bad movie. I'm still hoping for a space Alien versus Predator one of these days. Requiem, then they gave us that. That also took place on Earth, but one of these days. One of these days. So anyways, you can take your Predator, and he pegs just into these holes. There's one. And you're going to, again, have to fight to get the legs in there. It's not easy. Let me tell you, it is not easy. And peg the other one in, and you get something that looks like that. It's unfortunate, though, because like the rest of the color of the diorama is that same grayish color, the Predator almost gets lost amongst the diorama. But that's what you get right there. So, reaching off camera, we can take the Queen. Now there are tabs underneath. I'm not going to actually connect the tabs, but for this, I'm going to have to take the Queen and reverse her. Like that. And then you can take the two stands, and you have to move the Queens out of the way there. The stand is a very too close for comfort kind of setup. Everything is just kind of mashed together. It needed really about like an extra clearing, even to about there, just where it had a little bit extra allotment. So like the bases needed to be just a little bit longer, because when you connect the two, that Predator is not going to stand any chance that close to the Queen. I'm sorry, I don't know how good that Predator is going to be, but yeah, it's not gonna fare well. So I think this would be a situation in which I would probably still keep them on their own. And to keep them on their own, the Queen does look like she's half of something, which is exactly the reason why I take the Queen and I flip her the other way. That way she does accommodate the display stand. It doesn't look like she's, you know, been cut off from a bigger display. Easily though, this Predator diorama is my least favorite of all of them. All the other ones bring something to the table. This one just has too much busyness going on. They don't connect well together. They're just too close to be, you know, paired together in one diorama display. If anything, you could kind of use them as bookends and have your books in the middle. That would be kind of cool. But to connect the two, I'm afraid it's just too close together. Moving the Queen out of the way. Today's toy spot, we were having a look at the Alien versus Predator. We're having a look today at the Predator with the wall diorama. Again, one of my least favorite sets, but if you want to get any one of these sets now, they're fairly inexpensive to find on eBay. Certainly stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more toy spots heading your way. Thanks for watching as you always do. I'll see you next time.